Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. My Lord and my God, I firmly believe that you are here, that you see me, and that you hear me. I adore you with profound reverence. I ask you for the pardon of my sins and grace to make this time of prayer fruitful. My Immaculate Mother, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me. We're going to do this time of prayer in the recollection of this month of May. And we just started with these words at the beginning of our prayer. My Immaculate Mother, pray for me. Help me to do this time of prayer fruitfully. And this I ask to her for each one of us. This is not just a talk with just a few words expressed with ideas, in this case regarding Our Lady, but it is my personal prayer. And if you prefer to do otherwise, just speak with the Lord Himself or with Our Lady. Mary, my prayer can be summarized in those words of the Novena. What he wrote several times, and it was the motto of his beatification. That is, thank you, Lord, I'm sorry, and please help me more. And this, Jesus, I would like to apply especially to Our Lady. Mary, I would like to say to you, thank you. Thank you for so many things. I'm sorry to present my sorrow to the Lord. And in the third place, please help me more. First of all, gratitude. Thank you, Mary, for being prepared. We see many times in so many paintings how Our Lady is busy with the things of the home, but in an attitude of prayer, the Lord, the angel comes in the name of the Lord, and when he tells her that she has been chosen to be the Mother of God, she is ready to say yes. And she was also ready to carry Jesus during 9 months in her womb. How Our Lady would consider this, how this would be a source of presence of God for her as a mother. Thank you for having brought Jesus into the world after those months of expectations, and not very quiet ones, first going to Judah to be with your cousin Elizabeth to help her for 3 months to give birth to a child, and then maybe the first month taking care of the most material needs. Thank you for being so accessible. Thank you for being so helpful, always ready to lend a hand. You did it with Elizabeth, but you were also ready to go back to Nazareth, and then because of the decree of King Herod, going back with Joseph to Bethlehem, where Jesus was born. Thank you for being our mother. Thank you for showing us how to love Jesus Christ, the Son of God. Your Son, but mainly the Son of God. Our Savior, a source of joy for the whole world, as the angel said. Thank you for your humility. Thank you for being the handmaid of the Lord. Thank you for showing us an example of prayer. Also, when you didn't quite understand what was going on, as for instance when Jesus had remained in the temple, and on the third day looking for him in such a discomfort and anguish, you say to him, why have have been searching for you. Jesus replies, but don't you realize that I had to stay here in the house of my Father? And his parents didn't understand those words. But Lucas said to us that Mary treasured all these things in her heart. She didn't understand it, but she thought about it, she prayed about it. Mother Mary, thank you also for helping us constantly to do what Jesus says. What can we do to be grateful? Besides saying it, and time is doing something special to say to the Lord, to say to Our Lady, thank you for all you mean for us, thank you for all you've done for me. I recall now, for instance, Don Alvaro del Portillo, who now was in Rome in the end of the year 1982. Opus Dei was made by the Pope John Paul II, personal prelature. That was a very important task that Saint Josemaria had left for his follower, and that was an Alvaro. When this had happened, what Don Alvaro decided to do is go and pray in Mexico to Our Lady of Guadalupe to give thanks, because Saint Josemaria in the year 1970 had gone to Mexico to ask for this and for other intentions. And he took the trouble and did that. What can we do? What can each one of us do to thank the Lord? Do I give thanks to the Lord for the big things that He's done for me? Do I give thanks to the Lord for the little things that help me to realize that He takes care of me? Let us try to be grateful. Second point that we say more frequently to our Lord, but also to Our Lady, Mary, I'm sorry. Mother, I'm sorry. Please present my sorrow to the Lord for the times that I have offended Him. Mary, I'm sorry for the opportunities I may have lost. For instance, during this time of intelligent lockdown, as I call it, I'm sorry that I've missed opportunities to be closer to the Lord. I'm sorry for the lacks of patience with the people around me, maybe members of my own family. I'm sorry for the lacks of charity to the people whom I deal with regularly. I'm sorry I've missed opportunities to be kind. Present my sorrow to the Lord. I'm sorry that I do not always see this Corona period as a time that heaven gives me to realize that progress, material progress or money cannot buy things as health and a sense of security and joy in the ordinary things, what we call ordinary things in our life. Do I think of Jesus as Mary did? Do I try to live in His presence? Do I try to console our Lord for my sins and the sins of so many people in the world? Do I offer the inconveniences that I have to deal with to Him? Mary, I am sorry that I've not always been able to act like this, that I'm not always able to be like you are, that I didn't always act in the way that you should have acted if you were in my place. Sorry that I'm not always available when Jesus needs me. Sometimes I know that Jesus wants something of me, but I find excuses and I do otherwise. Mary, I am sorry that I'm not always ready to see the needs of others like you did in Cana. You were the first to realize that they were running out of wine. Maybe not yet, but it would happen immediately. And you went to Jesus, and Jesus came and did His miracle. Many other times, I can imagine that Jesus went into the house of Mary in Nazareth when he was already busy with his public life. And several times he surely went with his disciples and arrived there and saying, "Mother, can you prepare something for us to eat?" And Our Lady did, with joy, a sense of humor, and with a sense of realism. For instance, what men of that age and number, what they need was enough to eat, and she would prepare that. Maybe without the intention to realize a 3-star Michelin restaurant. Mary, I'm sorry that I don't always see that my ordinary work is a service to others. And I'm sorry that I don't always see that what I do, even if it seems little, it is something that I offer and I can offer to your son. Mary, I'm sorry that I don't always take what happens to me in my personal life in the right perspective. And in the end, to realize that I have to go to Jesus and tell him, as you did, I have no wine, I have no strength, I have no wisdom, I have no faith, I am missing a bit of hope, please help me. And Jesus will come and do the miracle as he did in Cana. Gratitude, saying that we're sorry. In the third place, Mary, please help me. Mary, you're my mother. You're the mother of Jesus, but thanks to those last words of Jesus on the cross, Mother, see there your son, and John, see there your mother. We are related to each other. You are our mother. When I was little, my mother was always there to help me. And this is something each one of us can say. And even more, that when we needed her, when we were even smaller, and even before we were able to see that we need something, our mother was there to help us, to support us. And this is what Our Lady is also doing right now. We are very small children of God, and younger than 2 years old, because those two children are completely helpless without the help of their parents. Mother, I need you to be with me. Help me to be able to say like you did, Lord, be it done to me according to thy word. Not what I want, but what you want. Or better, let me be able to want what you want of me, that your will be also my will. Help me to do what you recommended, what you said to those servants in Cana. Do whatever he tells you. You didn't know what Jesus would say, but you trusted him. Mary, help me to be able to do that, what Jesus will say to me. Help me to have more faith. Your cousin Elizabeth said that you are blessed among all women because you believed that what the Lord has said to you will be like that, will happen, will really be like that. Mary, please increase our faith. Get from the Lord that divine grace of a greater faith. If I would have to choose one of those words of our Lord during his life, I would choose what Pope Benedict said could be the definition of the life of our Lord, a description of what the purpose of his life was about. And those are the words of the consecration that we hear every day in the Holy Mass. This is my body for you, and this is my blood that will be shed for you and for many. words expressed during the Last Supper, before he was condemned to his passion and death on the cross. If our vocation as Christians is to imitate you, Lord, to wanting to be your disciples and to follow you as you have been, each one of us should also be able to say this. This is my body for you, Lord, and this is my blood for you. My whole life is meant for you. Mary, can I say that this is also my vocation? Please help me to be able to really act upon that. Jesus, my body is for you. And this means, help me to be humble. We ask this through the intercession of your mother. Help me to be pure as the Immaculate is. Help me to realize that I do not belong to myself, that I belong to God, that I am a temple of the Blessed Trinity, that the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit lives in me. Jesus, with the help of your mother, I would be able to, would like to be able to give my whole life to you and do not reserve anything for myself. Mary, I can't do this alone, and Jesus knows it very well. Help me to do what John did. He took you into his home and try to do what Jesus told you. You're already doing it. Take care of us as your children. Help me to forgive, and help me to love so much that I do not need to forgive in that sense that I do not feel offended. When my brothers and sisters do something wrong, when anybody, a person who is close to me, does something wrong, let me say what Jesus said from the cross. Father, forgive them because they don't know what they are doing. Lord, have mercy on us, each one of us. Have mercy on me, a sinner. Think of me when you come into your kingdom. I would suggest, if you have time in the coming days, take to your prayer the Magnificat of Our Lady. That is in the Gospel of St. Luke, chapter 1, verses 46 to 56. We have no time to go into detail some of the things I've already said, but I would like to finish suggesting two practical ideas, thinking of two devotions to Our Lady that can help us in a more practical way in this time. One of them is the scapular of Our Lady. The scapular of Our Lady of the Mount Carmel. And that is, as you know, a token. There's times you see like a cord with two pieces of cloth, with Our Lady at one side and the heart of Jesus at the other side. And it is a sign of the motherly care of Mary. The origin of this devotion is St. Simon's stock. That was the superior of the Carmelites at the time in a moment of persecution of the Christians in the Holy Land by the Muslim invasion. He was praying and saying, what should I do with the monks that are in the Holy Land? Shall they stay there, or shall I bring them back home? And St. Simon's stock received an apparition of Our Lady, who said to him, I will take care of you. Taking you to heaven, and if you're faithful to my Son, if you trust me, if you trust my Son, I will take care of you. This doesn't mean that they didn't have any difficulties, but you could say in general that very few people from the Carmelites were killed during many centuries of their presence there. And most of them were very well preserved and protected by Our Lady. And but what Our Lady says St. Simon of Stockholm, the main devotion of the scapular is that it helps us to go to realize that this life will come to an end. And this time of the period of our life, we have been frequently reminded of death, of people around, people we know, and it's also good to realize that one day I will have to leave this world too. When we see this medal, when we touch it, if you have the medal of the scapular, say to Mary, pray for us, pray for me now and at the hour of our death. And it can also help us when we gain those indulgences that we can gain during this time. We say to the Lord, then also for the souls in purgatory, bring as many souls who are in purgatory to heaven, and they will be our friends. The second thing I would like to, the devotion to Our Lady, would like to just remind very briefly is the Holy Rosary. It is a prayer recommended during centuries by the Church, by many popes, but also by heaven, by our Lord, by Our Lady herself. And let's ask Our Lady, Mary, help me to contemplate the 20 scenes of your life, the life of Joseph, Mary, and Jesus. We call them mysteries of the Rosary, mysteries of the Trinity on earth, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Let's ask for them, Mary, help me to follow the example of Saint Josemaria in this regard, that I may live my daily chores in love. The little things I have to do for others, the joyful mysteries of the hidden life of our Lord with love. That I may use the Word of God and the sacraments to grow in faith. When we contemplate the luminous mysteries, that I don't get scared of suffering when I contemplate the passion and the death of our Lord on the cross. And finally, that I keep a supernatural trust and hope that heaven is waiting for us, that I shall meet the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Mary, help us to be with you. Amen. I thank you, my God, for the good resolutions, affections, and inspirations that you communicated to me in this meditation. I ask your grace to put them into effect. May my good Mother, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede